Right, hey guys. Simba's quick. Didn't even get time to check the position. Which is what I'm gonna do right now. Yo Bob, what's up? Right, so I guess trapping the knight is quite easy, as Simba just mentioned. Rook c6, knight b8, rook b6. And it's gone. Well, that makes sense. Oh, okay. That doesn't make sense, but whatever. Looks just fine. We gotta recover and get back to 3100 again. We're almost 100 points below our personal best. Okay, so the knight is pinned, which is rather obvious here. However, it's not so obvious how we are gonna actually win the knight, because if we proceed to attack the knight a second time with a move like queen c3, for example. No, let's not go queen c3. Let's say queen b3. He can take the pawn on d4. So and after that he can play c5, and he has his knight firmly defended on b4. Yo, Michael. So I was thinking, I was thinking nothing in particular. We need to find a way to. Maybe we can use a5 as an intermediate move. I'm looking at something like queen c3, rook takes d4, and then a5. Now the queen has to choose whether to protect the rook or protect the knight, and that is an issue. Now with Simba, then use queen takes b4. You're just dropping a piece, I think, or dropping the exchange. I think queen c3 is nice. Rook d4, a5. The queen can't defend both pieces. The only question remaining is what happens if he plays the move knight to d5 there. Then things are getting messy. Really messy, because both queens under attack. Oh no, I can just play bishop takes d5. Right. I always have bishop takes d5. That's useful information. Because also, if I go queen c3, if he goes knight d5 here, I can still take with the bishop. That's nice. And his queen is under attack, so he doesn't have knight d5. Queen c3, what else does he have? If he goes c5, we just capture the pawn, and we pick up the knight on the next move. If he plays knight a2, we can simply make a queen move and attack the knight. Let's say queen c4. Queen is under attack, so is the knight. Except material. Okay, so queen c3 is the move here. Queen takes d4, and now we can easily pick up the knight. He doesn't go over the critical lines, but that's okay. So the main point was, if he takes on d4 now, I can play a5. And there's no way he can defend both rook and knight at this point. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Michael, I guess there are more ways to make that one work. Okay, so this is a checkmate in 3. We give check, king f7, We give check, king takes, and we go back to h5, and that's checkmate. Kinda cute. Whoa, you get 2 points for that one. Rated 2300 plus for checkmate 3. That is amazing. Okay, so this one looks a little bit more difficult. You sacrifice the piece, the king is in, well, should be in danger. Don't really see how. I see how it's in danger, but I don't see how we can make use of it. But I'm looking at queen h4 check, forcing king g8, and then bishop takes g7. Not e4, bishop takes g7. There we go. And threatening mate on h8, so it's all quite dangerous. So if he takes, I wanted to play a move like queen f6. And I don't think he can still protect g7 at that point. Oh wait, he can. He has queen f8. Then g7 is defended. What if we change the move order? We give check, king g8, and then we play queen f6. Threatening rook takes g7. With checkmate on the next move. What can he do? He cannot play g6 because we have queen h8 checkmate. I don't see how he can protect the g7 pawn an extra time. I guess he's gonna take on c3, you know, something crazy like this. Probably gonna take this bishop, and we take with the queen, and we win the game. The queen h4, king g8, queen f6. A very forced line. Yeah, Michael, similar idea. Queen h6, queen f6. Not sure if there's a big difference. There probably is. There probably is. I know you should go to f6. Hey, but you disagree. Welcome. You should go to f6 because after queen h6 you allow some f6 stuff, which opens up the 7th rank and allows him to bring some defenders. Like queen h6, f6. Sure, you can take with the bishop, but then maybe rook d7, and he's covering the g7 pawn in extra time. Yeah, like Rainbow Viking just explained, something like that at least. So we should go to f6 instead, and he takes on c3. Nice. And I guess we take back with the queen. Cool. Yeah, he has no choice here. Rook takes g7 is just going to be checkmate. I like this one. Wait, we were up a piece already. He took a bishop. Okay, so I guess the point is that if we take on b4, he takes on e2. And we don't have time to capture the bishop because he will take on f1 with checkmate. It looks like we need to play some clever intermediate move somewhere. Yeah, we can trade queens. We can try with rook takes, and now we're the one being double attacked. Yeah, and queen takes b4, queen takes e2. I'm sorry about these errors, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. Rook e1, he has rook d1. That is pretty tough. So I want to play something like knight c3, but I'm not sure if that's working. Probably isn't. Queen b4. Queen takes e2, knight g3. That's a nice move. That's a really nice move. Protects the rook, attacks the queen, and also stops these back rank issues. Because now if he goes rook d1, we can take this queen. If he takes an f1, we can go knight g1. Should be enough, I guess. What about bishop d1? Well, bishop d1, he just takes on b3, rook takes, and this is interesting because we have his pin. He can just go a5, and we get nothing out of it. I like to take on b4, queen e2, knight g3. That looks strong. Yeah, Michael, you can go queen b6 there, or maybe even play h3, but I guess queen b6 is enough. And we always have the extra exchange. Extra exchange. Hey, Milos. Wait. Yeah, this should be fine. This should be fine. Cool. Yeah, so if he goes rook d1, knight takes an f1 with knight g1, and now rook c1, and then we have a pleasant choice, but I guess queen d4 is the easiest way. So now if he doesn't take on g1, we're just gonna get our king safe and then remove our knight. And the bishop cannot help in the attack because the knight is on the black square. And whenever he takes, the rising endgame should be totally winning for white. Both slow and wrong. Welcome, Henning. Quite the entree you make there. Okay, let's move on to the next. Well, I want to play c3. It's like the white queen is overloaded. Needs to keep an eye on the bishop, so it can't take on c3. But if you can't take on c3, we can take on b2 on the next move. And that looks pretty devastating. That looks pretty devastating. Yeah. I mean, queen b6 doesn't work, he just plays b3, and queen is no longer overloaded, so I guess c3. He takes, we take the bishop. Nice. He can't allow me to take on b2 if he moves the queen somewhere. I mean, this is very strong for black here. I'm not sure how we're going to finish off this position, but I guess there's rook takes a2. I guess there are plenty of ways here to get a decisive advantage. I think knight f5 is the move here. Looks a bit hidden. but I'm attacking the queen and I'm threatening checkmate here. Yeah, Haraka, you're probably right. I guess there are more ways to win that position. Yeah, 95, knight f5 is cute. You can stop this checkmate threat, which means that after knight f5, I guess he's forced to take the bishop. We pick up the queen, and we have 2 pieces for the queen. No, he has 2 pieces for the queen. That should be totally fine. That should be absolutely fine for us. Nice. This is a bit weird. What is this position? So we can take this pawn, which is quite obvious. But I'm not sure how we continue after king f7. Because our knight on a1 is quite awkward. And he has some attack going. By just winning a pawn hardly be enough here. I was thinking maybe we should just go bishop d4. Yeah, but Simba, then you have rook g8. I'd like to go bishop d4 first. Also threatens to take on h7. But after king f7, we don't take on h7 now, we can take the bishop. King takes and queen takes. And with the bishop gone, the king has no defenders, and we can easily checkmate him after that. Oh, and he has, well, not checkmate on b2, but it's pretty damn annoying on b2. But yeah, with queen h7, king f7, bishop d4 also stops queen b2. And I think bishop d4 first is so much better. Unless he has something like h5. Bishop d4, bishop takes d4, just queen takes h7, Simba. And rook takes d4. After bishop d4, h5, I guess we can take the pawn en passant and then... We're dropping the a1 knight in all the lines, so I'm not sure we have enough there. It's not like we win a pawn and we're happy because we dropped the a1 knight. But this also doesn't look good. Ah, we have to play rook h6 here, is that the point? No, then he has knight f8. That doesn't work. Bishop d4 rook g8 is really annoying. Or is that the point where you can play knight b3? Is that it? The way we have him paralyzed, you can trap the queen. His queen is knight f8. I'm not sure. This is weird. Yo, Salamander. Yeah, we can't play knight b3 right now, because if we play it here, his queen takes. We can play it after rook g8. So bishop d4, bishop takes d4. Queen takes h7, king f8. I want to play rook takes d4. And then I think the black king is in trouble. We can eventually checkmate. But it's all a bit inconclusive. I think bishop d4 doesn't work because of h5. I'm starting to feel pretty sure about that, because if we take en passant, he takes the bishop. We take back, he picks up the knight, and our attack is gone. The white h pawn is blocking the h file, so that is trouble. So I think we have to take an h7. And then go for this knight b3 line eventually. So we take an h7. Now he goes to f8. Okay, a little bit of a surprise to me. Now it's time for bishop d4. Looks like it. He takes, rook takes an a1, king d2, takes an h1, right. So king f7, I guess bishop d4, rook g8. I guess Indian's gonna say knight b3 here. Well, it is an option, but apparently f5 is even stronger. It might be easier to understand. We don't lose a piece now. And we can just maybe even trap the queen like this. I mean, yeah, it looks quite nice. And bishop d4 first is answered by, yeah, h5. It's a very known defending theme here. Because once I take en passant, my own pawn is blocking the h-file, and I can't really sacrifice away my own pawn. And now my attack is just gone. Cool. Knight b4 is the most obvious move here. Point being is that if he moves the queen somewhere, whatever, I can take on c1. I have check on d3, picking up the queen again. And if he plays c7, I think I just go rook c8. And then I'll execute the same idea. If he plays something weird like that, I can take on b2 now. He takes, knight here. That might not be winning. Because king here, knight takes b2, c7, rook c8, rook b1. Oh, no, that's fine. I have knight c4, knight d6 back. Okay. And I can also go knight d3 first. Right. So now what do we do? We can go knight d3, we can take the bishop and then go knight d3, but there's some difference somewhere in those lines. I can even take the queen first, right? That's a good point. I can also take here. Bishop takes, knight takes. That might be the easiest. But I'm concerned my knight is getting trapped. Because he can go c7, rook c8, and then he can go rook c5. And I only have b1 as a flight square. Because c2, c4, and b5 are protected by the rook. That somewhat concerns me. Right, I can't stop e5 then. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, Simba. But this one looks most obvious then. King e2. And I can even take on c1, but knight b2, c7, rook c8, then rook b1 again. Oh boy, this one is even a little bit more difficult than I expected. You can also take on a2 maybe. Is that weird? Lots of options, yeah. Get it. Yes, I'm pretty sure we cannot take on b2. I'm pretty sure we can't take on b2. Because of the line Simba just mentioned. I don't think we can take on c2 either. I guess it has to be knight d3 first. But I don't see how that's gonna work. I don't see how that's gonna work. Yeah, this is weird. Do we play a queen move after all? That'd be very surprising. That's okay. I will call you PKS from now on, I guess. Okay, now if we take the queen, let's just try it one by one, yeah? So knight takes c2, bishop takes a3, knight takes a3. c7, forcing me to go rook c8. Then he has rook c5, which traps my knight. But maybe I can just bring the king. He brings the king, bring the king. Now we're just in time to grab the c7 pawn, I guess. King here, king there, king c3, we pick up the pawn and save the knight. Yeah, knight is just temporarily trapped, he cannot win it. Wow. Good thing we get no points for this one. I thought the pawn was rook c5, and then, sorry, c7, followed by rook c5. Because I can go knight b1, but after king d2 I have no squares. I have to go back again, but then it's still trapped because once it's on a3, I can't access either of those squares. But the point is, I can just go king f7 here, and if he starts to try and grab my knight, I'm just very fast, and I can pick up the c7 pawn and remove the rook, and then I can move my knight again. That's the reason why this one works. Now, let's see why the other ones don't work. But taking on b2 doesn't work because queen takes, knight d3 check, king e2 for example, knight takes b2. So we have an extra piece. He goes c7, forcing rook c8 again, and now rook b1. And he's taking the knight was also threatening to go rook b8 and win the game. So the only option is to go knight c4, rook b8 and knight d6 to get back there in time. But as Simba mentioned, white now has e4 and the threat of e5 is unstoppable here. And we have to move our knights and we drop a rook on c8 and that's big trouble. We're just losing this game. Just losing this game. So that's why this doesn't work. Knight d3 is pretty much the same. Let's say I go king e2, right? So queen takes is similar, right? We just had this position with c7 and rook b1, yeah. So that means knight takes is the only other option here. But then the same thing, c7, rook c8, and rook b1. Now there's only one square to go to, which is a4, then rook b8 again. And white once again is winning the game. I guess these are all the lines we had to choose from. So pretty difficult one. But yeah, I guess most people just took on c2, not realizing all the difficulty in the other lines. So that's why it's not so high rated, I guess. But it's pretty nice. You really got to look for defensive resources by your opponent as well. I like those puzzles. Those puzzles really help you improve your calculation skills. Also, like in practical play. In a real game, you always got to look for your opponent's resources. And here you cannot go like, oh, I see a trick, it probably works because it's a tactical exercise. No, you got to calculate every line and see how it works out. I guess rook takes d5 is the solution here. Pawn is pinned, so you can take with the pawn. And after queen takes, your rook takes a1 check. And we have an extra piece. Oh, thanks, man. Nice. I want to go rook f7 here. Taking the queen and threatening queen takes h2 checkmate. But my main concern is that rook f7 he might take with the queen. Queen takes, and the endgame is not so pleasant because he has 2 rooks and 3 pawns against my queen. That's a bit too much. So I can take on f8 instead, creating the threat of queen takes h2 with checkmate. So that forces him to, well, does it force him to do anything? Oh guys, it's so much easier. Always check forcing moves first. Rook f2 check. If he moves the king, queen takes h2 is checkmate. So he's forced to take. Knight e3 check. He's forced to go to the back rank. Queen takes d1 check. Rook f1 and queen takes f1 checkmate. Forced checkmate in, what is it? 4 moves. Check, check. It's awesome how queen and knight work together. They're such a great team. 4 points for checkmating 4. The forced checkmates are difficult, I guess. This is a nice one. I mean, queen and knight is so awesome. It's just chasing back the king, guarding all the flight squares. Amazing. That's good stuff. I like that. Knight takes e5 looks strong. It's a double attack. And since the f3 knight is pinned because of some checkmate threats on f2, he doesn't really get to take on e5. Which means after knight takes e5, he should move his queen. And I'm guessing he can take on d5 with check. Then just bishop e6, attack the queen. And next move we can pick up this knight, probably with the rook, so we have this checkmate threat on the next move. Knight takes e5 has to be the move. Can't see what else we can try. Takes on d5, bishop e6, and he sacrifices the queen. Surprise, surprise. I'll take the queen sack. Apparently if he moves the queen, he's in trouble. He needs to defend the bishop as well, so maybe queen d1, but then I just take on f3 and I'm threatening checkmate here. So he doesn't get time to grab my knight on g6. And his king side is a mess. Yeah, streamers are being showed again on the homepage. Thibaut said he was doing some stuff with it, so it's fixed now. Nice. Let's see, let's count material. We are down a pawn. But we can grab a bishop on c4, which is free of charge. Well, not totally, because I have the feeling we should play bishop a4 check first, and I'll show you why. Because if we take the bishop, we can take on g3 with check. Now my queen is a bit overloaded. I need to protect my knight, and also I need to recapture on g3. So let's say I can take on g3. He takes on c4. And now I can maybe play something like rook takes f7. But also my bishop is hanging, which is quite annoying. I was thinking maybe if I first give a check on a4, force the king to f8, or maybe e7, that's even worse. Knight takes, queen takes, queen takes. Now we have rook takes f7 check because we forced the king to f8. King g8, and now I guess something like queen f4 and We have so many pieces in the attack. I'm pretty confident we have checkmate somewhere. I guess that's why I want to play bishop a4. I need to force the king to f8 so that I can take on f7 with check. That has to be the point. Because if I don't play bishop a4 now, I never have the chance to do it, because as soon as he captures with the queen on c4, he's guarding this a4 square. Right. If I want to give check, I have to do it now. Shit. What? Oh, I take there. Okay, just explain. Explain this to me. Why not take here? And here. Knight e3 is the only move winning here for white? Right, covering the bishop and still threatening f7. Okay. We're supposed to go knight h5, pick up this knight, and then we have enough material, I guess, because if he recaptures just some check. Okay, this is a weird puzzle. Okay, this is probably winning, I believe that. But what's wrong with bishop a4? I was pretty confident about this one. King f8, knight takes c4. Rook takes d4. What the? So we're up a piece, but it's not enough. Okay, that's too much for me. I was only looking at this move: queen takes, rook f7, king g8, and queen f4, which is not enough, it seems. I built knight f5, but apparently this move is enough. Yeah, I was only checking this line, but this is weird stuff, man. I don't think I've ever would have calculated all this. I don't think so. Knight takes c4, knight h5. Okay, this one got the better of me. Well played, Lichess. Well played. Yo, Rockstar. I think this is knight c6. Yeah, that feels bad indeed. Knight c6 puts the pressure on the pinned knight, and it's also guarding the d8 square, so he cannot go rook d8. And then I don't see how he's gonna save the material there. It seems like we just... Oh, wait, we're down the exchange. That's worth noting. Ah, it doesn't matter. We just... Okay. Knight c6. Let's say he goes rook d8 anyway. Takes, rook takes. Our material is equal, but now we have queen g3, and Pressure on the pinned knight is too much. Wait, is it? No, he can go knight e4 there. Knight f5. We take the queen. He takes the rook with check. Picks up the queen, and he has the extra exchange. Right. So after knight c6, rook d8, knight takes, rook takes. We go queen d3. That's how we're gonna attack the knight. That's how we're gonna win material. Knight c6, goes rook c8, then it's easy. Then we can just take on d6 with the rook. Protect our knight. We have 2 pieces against the rook, and that should do. Oh, you're right, Simba. That's even better. Nice. That's even better. Oh, queen c8. Cute little move. Because he can't move his knight. And do I take on d5? No. Yes. No. Take on d5, knight takes. I think I should just take on b4 and then. Okay, so the point is queen c8, if he moves his knight now, doesn't even have any squares, but I didn't even see that. It has no squares, but even if it has any squares, I have bishop takes h2 now. I can pick up the queen. It's nice. Now the problem was after d5, I cannot take because now he has knight takes d5. And now this doesn't work. Bishop h2, king h2, we pick up the queen it seems. But he has knight e7 check, winning back the queen. And then suddenly white is up the piece. Not black. So after d5, here, we just take the knight. Maybe you can go d6, but I guess these pawns aren't dangerous enough to give us any trouble. I would just want to play rook a1. Because I don't see what he can play. He threatened to promote our pawn, and what's his next? Okay, maybe we can go king f2. We pick up the rook. Then he has rook b8. Okay. Okay, wait, maybe not so easy as I thought. Maybe not as easy as I thought. Well, okay, let's do it the easy way. Let's say I promote our pawn, right? He takes, knight takes. Now he has rook to b8, threatening to push his pawn, so we have to capture the pawn. Then he can take our knight. And the endgame is just a dead draw, so nothing to see there. Hey Arthur. PKS, I'm not sure what you're suggesting all the time, but I guess your notation might be a bit different than what we're using here. Check with the knight. Rook b6. Rook b6 looks dangerous. I can play rook b8, I think. And if you queen the pawn, I'll take with this rook, and that seems enough for white. So this seems most logical. Rook a1, but king f2. Rook takes d1, rook b8. Milos, in your line, b1 queen, your rook takes, and rook b8 again. The inclusion of rook a1, king f2 doesn't make a difference. Rook a1, king f2, rook takes d1, rook b8. Okay, so rook h8, take with the king. He pushes the pawn with check, we go king h7. So now white is up a queen, but he cannot stop us from promoting our pawn on b1 because the promotion square is well protected. Okay, let me check your line, Simba. Rook a1, king f2, rook takes d1, rook b8, rook a1, rook takes b2, knight takes e4, king e3, knight d6. Okay, go Henry. So rook a1, okay, let's say he goes king g2 then. We take on d1, rook b8. Now you don't have your knight takes e4 check anymore. What are we missing? I feel like we're missing something here. Rook back to a1, rook takes b2. Oh, of course. Jesus, I'm such an idiot. Holy crap. I'm such an idiot. Did you already mention that I'm such an idiot? I totally missed that. I'm an IM non-stop. I'm an IM. Totally missed that we can just move our knight. Like, we're not forced to take this pawn because it's not going anywhere. We can just move our knight somewhere and then pick up the pawn I don't know, at some point. Oh, right. That's pretty easy. Yeah, I totally missed that. That's weird. Okay. Solved it.